Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd. The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
From the Grenadian capital, this is Network News for Tuesday, March 25, 2025. In the headlines, Grenada records second suspected suicide in 4 days. Manhunt in progress for escaped prisoner Johansen Baptiste. 3 fishermen from Subies rescued. Economist and president of the Caribbean Community Private Sector Organization, Dr. Patrick Entwine, discusses the economic impact of Donald Trump's policies. Also in the news, regionally, CARICOM tackles food security and animal health at veterinary conference. Internationally, major U.S. security blunder as the Trump team shares top secret war plans with journalists. Plus in the sports news, ex-FIFA chief Blatter and Platini cleared in corruption case. Good evening, I'm Kenroy Baptiste. We are reporting the day's news.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave bathroom tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. Police are on the hunt for a fugitive who escaped His Majesty's prisons early Tuesday morning. Christina John has this report.
A manhunt has been mounted by the Royal Grenada Police Force and prison officials for escaped prisoner Johansen Baptiste of Montous St. George. According to information from the Government Information Service, Baptiste was an inmate serving a 5-year sentence for minor offences, with just 1 year remaining. Before his period of imprisonment ends, Johansen escaped from the prison farm while conducting work duties. According to the statement, officers were immediately deployed to recapture him, but all efforts failed. Baptiste is said to be familiar with the prison farm operations, having worked there on multiple occasions, as he is no stranger to the correctional system. Back in 2017, Johansen was on the wanted list by police for robbery. Baptiste is approximately 5 feet 10 inches in height, medium built, and dark in complexion. Members of the public are urged to exercise caution and report any sightings immediately. Johansen Baptiste is considered a fugitive. While the authorities continue with their investigation, people are advised to remain vigilant for any suspicious activities in their surroundings and report any sighting of the escapee immediately using the Royal Grenada Police Force hotline 911 or any police station, or His Majesty's prison on 44098. All information will be treated as confidential. Christina John, GBN News.
The story to report: 3 fishermen were rescued after missing at sea overnight, sparking calls for improved emergency support. More in this Beverly Telesford report.
I feel so happy. Trust me, I feel so happy for all of them.
A collective sigh of relief for residents in the Subies area after 3 fishermen, one of them from Subies, who were reported missing at sea on Monday, were found Tuesday morning. According to information received, The men were rescued on a small island off the coast of Grenada, where they swam to after their boat sunk. News of the missing fishermen triggered memories of a similar incident last year. Sadly, though, there was no happy ending as the men are still unaccounted for. 2 residents of Soubise shared their sentiments about this latest incident.
Well, this morning I heard the news. They said it was he and 2 others. I didn't know. My daughter sent the video for me, so I saw them. I almost cried when I heard that, because this happened in Soubise here already. 2 young ones, one from me up there, one in Chinese Hill, and they never been found.
I feel happy is a joy, because I didn't have a good, comfortable sleep last night, knowing that, I have family, I have friends, I have, everyone does the same kind of work for the living. So, it's sad, it's a sad thing, but it's glad to know that they had returned and the family could be, happy and feel pleased, just as I do. It's a concern to me because, we are with I gotta say, a small fishing village in Soubise here, between Maquis, Soubise, Grenville, and over the years, this kind of stuff happening, and it's kind of hurtful to knowing that, because sometime last year gone, there was 3 who lost their life. It's a sad story still up to now. We just feel the guilt about them. Feel knowing that they're out there and the family are suffering.
While fishing carries some obvious risks, the residents believe more can be done to assist with emergency situations. Martin Collier, a fisherman, relative and friend of the 3 rescued on Tuesday, highlighted the need for having reserves on standby to aid in rescue operations.
If we could get some form of, some support, so we could have for instance, there's a lot of guys around here, a lot of fishermen who does put out themselves when this type of stuff happen to make sure they go out there and do whatsoever they can. You understand? So, but they have to use their own gas, most of them. We should get some kind of support, like, for instance, we have a personal dinghy or, personal lifeboat. We could do it the moment time they call and say, well, there is such one missing out to sea. We got already there and ready to move.
This fisherman called for subsidized equipment such as a black box or voyage data recorder, VDR, which is a device that records a ship's voyage data, including position, speed, heading, and bridge audio, similar to that of the flight data recorder in planes.
For the fisherman that was lost yesterday, they found them this morning on an island. But I would like for the government to find us something like a black box that the planes have, that we could actually put in our boat. Try to get it a little cheap so we can afford it. So when we out at sea, if we in distress, we could always press that button or switch it on, so people will know exactly where we are, or they could actually trace the direction that we went on the location. The last few moments that the boat was operational and stuff like that.
Following their rescue, the men were taken to the Princess Alice Hospital for medical attention. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Other news, Grenada is again grappling with tragedy as the island recorded its 2nd suspected suicide in just 4 days. The latest victim, a former customs officer and father of 10, was found dead at his home in Rukin, St. David on Monday. Details in this Nisha Paul report.
Just days after the island was shaken by the alleged suicide of a 15-year-old student, Grenada is mourning yet another loss. Known for selling roast corn in Rukin Junction, 38-year-old Sean Otley, a former customs officer, affectionately known as Banton, was discovered hanging from the roof of his home by his father, Augustine Francis, on Monday. In an interview with the GBN, the grieving father recounted the heartbreaking moment he found his son's body.
When I come yesterday evening, I didn't see him hang up there at I reached inside the house. So I come down with my food and his food. I realized he told me that, so I when my son hang up, we come outside and he opened the neck. He fell in strong. And that was one time when I see Banton hanging there. So I watched my son with the tongue out of his mouth and he opened the neck. He fell in strong. I killed myself one time, but I'm strong, that is mighty. So I come out and I let go the chairs, and I made go the ball, and make everybody know my son died.
Otley was a father of 10 with his eldest child around 20 years old. Francis says while his son, who was one of 5 children, did face some mental challenges, he never imagined that it would escalate to suicide.
When I come from St. Martin, I realized my son get different. Because my son had a car, and my son was going good, you understand? Making progress. I don't know. So he cool. He don't drink alcohol. He might take a little smoke. And I did it. And I'm a loving son, I tell you. God knows the truth, I'm a loving son. I'm the honest one.
Otley's death is the second suspected suicide in just 4 days, following the shocking hanging death of a teenage girl in Dabo St. George last Thursday. In response to the death of the teenager, Mental Health Minister Delma Thomas said the tragedy highlights the need for people to feel supported, heard, and never alone in their struggles. As the nation grapples with these devastating losses, calls are growing for enhanced mental health resources and community support systems to help those in crisis. GBN extends deepest condolences to the Francis family in their time of bereavement. Reporting for GBN News, I am Nisha Paul.
Meanwhile, Sean Otley's father is appealing for assistance amid deplorable living conditions. We have another report from Nisha Paul.
In the wake of his son, Sean Otley's death, Augustine Francis is not only grappling with profound grief, but is also sharing his reality of deplorable living conditions. Francis has been residing in a makeshift dwelling that lacks basic amenities, and he is now appealing for assistance to build a more comfortable home.
They came by me and took information from me to get some material, but nobody never took me back. I give them all the information and everything. And nobody never tell me, well, when I get the material or whatever. It's when I get a little construction work. I do in the garden, in the land, and my animals. But it's tough, to be living there now, it's tough, I know that. Yeah, but I need a little help. So the government will help, I feel proud of myself. Yeah.
The recent tragedy has underscored the urgent need for improved living conditions.
If I get some material, I'll be happy. Yeah, if I get some material, I'll be happy. Because I have a little kid there, but when Sunday they know I got to spend money to help him to bury him and whatever. So if I get the help from the government, I'll be happy. Yeah.
And community members and are being encouraged to support Francis in his endeavor to secure a safer and more comfortable home. Those willing to assist can contact the Francis family by telephone number 422-5287. That number again is 422-5287. This appeal highlights the broader issue of inadequate housing faced by some residents in Grenada, emphasizing the need for collective efforts to address and improve living standards across the nation. Reporting for GBN News, Nisha Paul.
He needs to help. Coming up in Network News, economist and president of the Caribbean Community Private Sector Organization, Dr. Patrick Entwine, talks about the economic impact of Donald Trump's policies.
Are you looking to further your education but need financial support? Arise Credit Union is here to help. With our educational loan, you can pursue your dreams. Whether you're working and studying, taking professional online courses, or engaging in full-time education, we've got you covered. Our flexible repayment options and competitive interest rates provide the right support for you on this journey. Visit Arise Credit Union. Apply today, take control today, and own your own education.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly kites near electrical poles and wires. You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple?
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenlec at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this? I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future. It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know. What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Don't call me small, I'm dreaming big, I'm gonna have it all. ACB's me, start, manage, expand. They came on all my competition, got the whole bag's attention. ACB, best financial solution. My business has a good reputation. Ready for success? Call us at 444-4919 or visit us at acbonline.com to learn more. ACB's me. Start, manage, expand your business today.
In Grenada, sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. They teach discipline, teamwork, and resilience. They inspire the next generation to push boundaries and chase excellence. That's why the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada is proud to support sports initiatives as part of our commitment to youth and national development. When we invest in sports programs, we invest in the future. We invest in the health and well-being of our youth, and we invest in broadening Grenada's reach, proudly connecting our athletes, our talent, and our nation to a global community. Together, we all go further. The Investment Migration Agency, unlocking the possibilities.
Do your dreams seem far away from coming true? The National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Jackpot is $296,000. Fulfilling your plans can be just one ticket away. So, play today. Lotto. Play and win a lot of money.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Rebecca Television Center, the world watched as the United States welcomed its newest president, Donald Trump, with eyes wide open for the policies he would implement in his second term in the White House. A new administration usually triggers anticipation of policy changes. In the case of U.S. President Donald Trump, this was no different. Now, a few months in, some countries are feeling as if he's willing to trample on just about anyone or anything to fulfill his promise of making America great again. Caribbean countries are often left on the sidelines, possibly only recognized as collateral damage. But now they seem to be directly in the path of the American president. Within 2 weeks, the Caribbean has seen the U.S. policies target countries that benefit from Cuba's medical expertise. This week, countries that trade with Venezuela are now threatened with a 25% tariff. This is a lot for Caribbean leaders and economists to grasp ahead of a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Jamaica on Wednesday, March 26. The economic impact is the biggest concern, not only for leaders, but also for the business community and the everyday consumer. The planned meeting in Jamaica is a few hours away, and Caribbean governments are hoping to turn the tide in their favor. Dr. Patrick Entwine is an economist and the president of the Caribbean Community Private Sector Organization. GBN's Janelle Dick has had an exclusive interview with him.
Dr. Entwine, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. We'll start with the concern about the decision of the United States to impose a port fee of $1 million per port of call on any Chinese-built vessel. You called it devastating for CARICOM countries. Can you elaborate a bit on that for us?
About in respect of what we call the remedies or the fees, and devastating because it means that it throws the cost of a container up between $2,000 and $4,000 per container. You start thinking about how that works through the system in terms of the impact on goods and services, and what you see is cost increases, one, and then secondly, inflation. You start thinking about that in terms of the tourism sector, and what you see is that we are already a high cost destination in the Eastern Caribbean and CARICOM generally, and you start to see the cost escalations for tourism product. So it's devastating for agriculture, because if you think about a trader, an exporter to the US of golden apples, of soursop, where they have a thin margin in terms of the profits that they make or the returns on a shipment, you start seeing that with these penalties, those margins disappear pretty rapidly. The impact being, of course, that these exports could cease if we don't find new markets for them. And of course, the US is one of the most lucrative markets for a lot of these things that we export. So that there are cost of living implications for the country, cost of living implications for the tourism sector, cost of living implications for exports, yes, and it gets worse the more that we, conduct research into other sort of interactions, economic interactions between sectors. The numbers just look worse and worse. So yes, devastating for Grenada, devastating for CARICOM, cause for major concern.
Indeed. Dr. Entwine, the threat of a 25% tariff on countries engaged in trade with Venezuela. Talk to us about the potential impacts of that. Businesses and citizens, what should we be looking at?
Well, there are two things. Unlike the United States, which is our largest trading partner, Venezuela is not a significant trading partner, which is not to say that the impact is not going to be felt. Our trade with Venezuela would be less, I would say less than 7%. So the impact on goods, right, not really significant, and we can find other sources. When you look at what's happening with the U.S., with the threat against China-built ships, what's happening with Venezuela, when you look at what's happening in relation to uncertainties about whether the U.S. will want to talk about some reciprocal tariffs with them after the 2nd of April. When you look at the other challenges we have with taxes being put on green fuels and the shipping and the carbon intensity index, which is going to put a tax on vessels that emit greenhouse gases, and you put these together, these are tumultuous waters for small states such as Grenada. They're tumultuous waters for any state, far be it for a small state such as our country. What we are seeing is that given all of these factors, heads do have an opportunity to leverage that in trying to have a conversation with the U.S., a dialogue with the U.S. that would cause them to realize that there is a link with what we say in the private sector, economic security and national security. National security for us, national security for them. You keep us strong on the economic front, it diminishes a lot of the challenges that we have both on our side and on your side. So that kind of conversation we're hoping from the regional private sector, from the CARICOM private sector, are the types of conversations that heads have with the U.S., and more importantly, that the U.S. is receptive to the very clear logic of these conversations, which I think, as I said before, are skewed in their favor, meaning that they've gotten more out of these relationships than we have.
Dr. Patrick Entwine in conversation with GBN's Janelle Dick. Well, many at home and in the Caribbean look forward to rational thinking and professional decision-making in Jamaica on Wednesday in the interests of stability locally, regionally, and internationally. The return of sargassum is once again disrupting fisherfolk's livelihoods, with fishermen urging authorities to take more proactive measures in cleaning up the invasive seaweed. Beverly Telesford has this report.
The sargassum seaweed is back, causing unease among fisherfolk in Grenada, primarily along the east coast of the island. In addition to the stench and unsightly appearance of the seaweed, it is also impacting the livelihoods of the fisherfolk and residents of Subiz. The fishermen expressed their frustration with the reoccurring situation, adding that it has come back with additional negative impacts.
Been coming for a few years well, but mainly when it starts affecting us is like when it comes to the coastline, and then the water, fresh water cannot get out of it, then it starts to decay, make worms and stuff, and it becomes a hazard by smelling it, the gas that it gives out. Yeah, it spoils a lot of appliances as well. You have two small holes in the engine that water comes in to cool down the engine when you're running. Sometimes the seed goes in and block that, so it just causes the engine to overheat or over-cavitate and stuff like that. Some side effects, like some people, it send out bumps and stuff on the skin, but not everybody.
I'm real bad on us, man. When we go out, sometimes we can't fish, especially where they, if they go get something, they come and pick it up. When you have to go in the boat on a mountain, it's a real problem. We must go with all the water, so we could bathe when we reach in the boat. When we come shore and we don't take out the fish in the boat, we have to go in the pipe and bathe, because when you go through the hot, you're feeling the heat on your foot, and it does have warm and thing out. You see you at, you know, if you go down, foot go down in it, when your foot come back up, you see kind of like a warm walking up on your foot. So it's bad for us. But what we go do is we livelihood, so we have to do it.
They called for action from the relevant authority to ensure their area is included during cleanup efforts.
Yeah, they'll be doing cleaning, but that's on Langwall, that's higher up. Well, people are always coming and taking videos and asking for comments and those kind of stuff and solution.
They have people picking it up, you know, but not down here. They have people picking up from Langwall, come down, but majority mostly down here does just have to stay until you wash out. Get that tractor, as it just, you see like when it now come, if they get a tractor to pick it up, you're better. Then they leave it like you're at out. When you're at out, it's more hard to pick up because the tractor can't go, because the tractor go stick. But if they see it just come, they get a little bobcat, and they bring it down and scoop it up, you'll be a good force.
Dr. Christy Aline, experienced ocean professional and environmental management specialist, explained the behavioral qualities of the sargassum.
Putting a jetty could help in a case where the influx is light, but the jetty that will come for the Sue Beach fishing facility, it has to go beyond that brown line, and it may not, depending on the mechanics and the infrastructure, but if it doesn't, then that can also become clogged. Fishers have difficulties getting their boats out. Fishers have difficulties navigating in the waters when they come up with mats of sargassum. Sometimes sargassum can form in a huge mat, or it can form in what is called a windrow, and basically that means a long line. And usually when it's in a long line, fishing is okay because you can fish on the side of sargassum. But when it's patchy and it's all over the sea, it tangles nets and it tangles lines and it increases the fishing effort. Other fishers have also complained about, as you said, skin irritations and hydrogen sulfide. And basically it emits hydrogen sulfide and ammonia, and that is what the rotten egg scent that you would get. That's that smell, and that can also cause some of the appliances in the area to rust and turn.
The second EU Caribbean Global Gateway Conference on Sargassum, convened by the government of Grenada, the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, and the European Union in October last year, concluded with a renewed ambition to collect sargassum before it reaches the shores to develop sustainable value chains. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell during the conference said he is determined to start collecting sargassum at sea by 2026. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Next in Network News, the Food and Agriculture Organization mission working with the Ministry of Agriculture to finalize the national poultry policy.
Tracksuit, water bottle, sneakers. It's time. Let's get ready to join us on the road this year for Quad Bank's annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk. Tell your family and friends, and let's get moving towards a healthier lifestyle. Carry a coup. Come out in your numbers on Sunday, April 6th from 4 p.m. as we pump it up from Alexis Food Store's car park to the Hillsborough Tennis Court. On Sunday, May 4th, the action is on the mainland. We're hitting the road at 4 p.m. from Monrouge Playing Field to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Registration ends on May 2nd or while stocks last. So get your packages today. Individual packages cost $20. For groups of 3 or more, packages cost $15 each. Proceeds go towards the Princess Royal Hospital in Carriacou. Visit our website for more details. See you on the road for Welcome Home.
One venue, 3 cars, $35,000 in cash. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the big one, because on Saturday, May 3rd from 6 p.m., get set for the biggest event for 2025, the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo at the National Stadium. You can win 3 mint-condition cars, a Suzuki Ignis, a Suzuki Swift Sports, and a Honda Vezel Plus. But wait, that's not all. You can also win $35,000 in cash.
Whoa, is this real?
Yes, it is. 3 cars plus $35,000 in cash. Tickets are $60 for 1 or $100 for 2. This will definitely be the event for 2025. Don't miss the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. Saturday, May 3rd at the National Stadium. Brought to you by Carib. It's the way we play.
Hi, I want $10 on Playway.
$20 back up on pick 3 and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart. Best value bet. Backup and multi-X. You cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your play with, daily pick 3 and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Shop with confidence at Courts. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Yeah, fully 1 week. Nah, telling you. You them boss dragon. Hello. You see that? About 10 let them make a order man. Me a 38 but you man 92. Yeah. You need number 1 run man. That is it. No what? Nice. Yeah. You number 1. Yeah, me too.
Whether sipped neat, mixed into a classic cocktail, or savored on the rocks, our rum delivers a taste that captivates and satisfies. Choose greatness. Choose Classcoat, the #1 rum. Produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union introduces its new digital platform, managing your finances at any time from anywhere.
As a part-time student, balancing work and studies can be a real challenge. But with GCCU's digital app, these worries are no more. My parents can now remotely transfer funds to my account and I can check my balance at any time, giving me the freedom to achieve my goals.
My days can be long and tedious. With this app, I can ensure my loan is paid on time, transfer funds to someone else's account, and check my balances. I don't have to rush to do business during my lunch hour or after work anymore.
With this app, I can request checks to pay my suppliers, letters for my business transactions. I don't have to leave my farm to go stand in line.
The Grenville Credit Union digital platform. It's convenient and secure banking right at your fingertips. Download the app today from the Play Store or App Store, or call 442-8602, 459-4325, or 416-8467 for further information.
How do you choose your toilet paper? Just because it's soft and nice. That's how I choose my toilet paper. Made right here in the Isle of Spice. Cherished space off Harbor Bay. Super value every day. The price is right and locally they're made. Support local when you purchase Cherish and other quality brands from Grenada Paper Products.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and Flow, keeping you connected.
A mission from the Food and Agriculture Organization is in Grenada to support the Ministry of Agriculture in finalizing the national poultry policy. The rest of the details in this report.
Having allocated almost $1 million for the poultry industry in the 2025 budget, the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry, Marine Resources and Cooperatives is now piecing together comprehensive approach strategy that can be utilized to improve the lives and livelihoods of farmers and individuals who depend on the sector. The ministry, with the support of the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization and the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, is working towards presenting a revised plan to government, identifying areas that should be prioritized.
Also, it is instructive to note that we would have also, government would have signed on to the 25 by 25 CARICOM initiative. Of course, that have now been extended to 2030. As part of one of the area that we have flagged is the whole issue of the reduction in the input of poultry products. So that also is geared towards looking at that aspect in terms of how do we reduce our food input bill, in particular the input of poultry as one of the key protein that we take in our diet.
That was Permanent Secretary Isaac Bagwan. He explained that the mission include Yevgen Shedegan, livestock industry specialist consultant, and Roberto Teleria Juarez, policy officer. They will be meeting with several players in the industry this week, including large-scale farmers and input suppliers.
I was invited by the regional office of FAO in Barbados to come to Grenada upon the request of the Minister of Agriculture of Grenada to explore the current situation in the poultry sector and to come up with the recommendations for the sector, maybe development and reorganization, if you allow me to say this way. And this week in Grenada together with Roberto, who is based in the regional office in Barbados.
During their mission, the team is also expected to engage government departments such as the Department of Statistics, Customs, the Port Authority, and other stakeholders. Roberto Terrellera, Food and Agriculture Organization Policy Officer, says the strategy will help to enhance local production.
We brought an international expert from Europe who has been working on poultry production for many years, and with his support we will try to identify through the consultations with local stakeholders what are the main bottlenecks and the real possibilities to improve local production. Of course, with the guidance of the Ministry of Agriculture and the technical officers from the ministry, field visits and other engagements with farmer associations and poultry producers. So we expect to generate the next step after this useful meeting with the PS Bakwan. We expect to generate a line of action which will involve the consultations and will involve the production of a document that will state the findings and recommendations.
The mission is expected to conclude on Friday. Christina John, GBN News.
We invite you to stay with us. We'll be back to report the sports news.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Served Grenada for decades, we are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grand Anse, St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians, from wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Good evening, sporting fans. Former FIFA President Sepp Blatter and France's football great Michel Platini were both cleared of corruption charges on Tuesday, 2.5 years after they were first acquitted of the offences. The two, once among the most powerful figures in global football, were cleared of fraud at the Extraordinary Appeals Chamber of the Swiss Criminal Court. Both men had denied the charge, which related to a 2 million Swiss franc payment that Blatter authorized for Platini in 2011. The court said there were doubts about the prosecution's allegation that the payment for Platini, a former captain and manager of the French national team, was fraudulent. The 2022 indictment had accused Blatter and Platini of deceiving FIFA staff in 2010 and 2011 about an obligation for the world football's ruling body to pay Platini. The scandal, which emerged in 2015 when Platini was president of European football's ruling body, UEFA, ended his hopes of succeeding Blatter, who was forced out of FIFA over the affair. The 69-year-old said he thought the case had been intended to prevent him from becoming FIFA president, but he was now too old to return to football. The money, which had been confiscated and held by the Swiss authorities, can now be returned to him. The frail-looking Blatter hugged his daughter after the judgment and said he was relieved by the decision. The Granville Cooperative Credit Union St. Andrews Football League 2025 has reached the Big Four stage. Gerard Joseph has this update.
having successfully executed the B Division competition, which had 42 games, as well as the 2 phases of the group stage, 40 matches, and the qualifying round or knockout round, 4 games in the A Division. We have 4 teams: Tivoli Lions FC, Strengthstrong FC, Idlers Sports Club, and Santos Sports Club. We had the first doubleheader last night, where we saw Strengthstrong being unable to field the team, so they lost the points to Tivoli Lions FC. In the next encounter, we had Santos coming up against Idlers, and that score went 4-1 in favor of Santos. We had Keston Williams and Simeon Mitchell scoring a brace in the 12th and 53rd minute and 17th and 85th minute of play respectively for Santos FC. And for Idlers Sports Club, we had Karim Lewis scoring in the 65th. And for Idlers, Karim Lewis, we had him scoring in the 65th minute of play. The championship round continues on Friday, with Santos taking on Tivoli Lions FC at 5:30 at Victoria Park, and then Strengthstrong FC against Idlers Sports Club from 7:30. The final round of matches will be held on Monday, March 31st, and we will see Idlers Sports Club coming up against Tivoli Lions FC and Santos Football Club coming up.
Thanks very much, Gerard. Grenada's Afi Fletcher has been selected for the West Indies women's squad to compete in the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup Qualifiers 2025, scheduled for April 9 to 19 in Lahore, Pakistan. The team departed today for a pre-tournament camp in the United Arab Emirates before traveling to Pakistan, where they will compete for one of the 2 remaining spots in the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025, set to take place in India from October to November. The West Indies will face 5 opponents in a round-robin format: hosts Pakistan, Ireland, Bangladesh, Scotland and Thailand. The top 2 teams will join Australia, England, New Zealand, South Africa, Sri Lanka and hosts India in the main tournament. Bangladesh, West Indies, Pakistan and Ireland were unable to secure a direct spot for the Cricket World Cup via the 2023-2025 ICC Women's Championship, having finished 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th respectively in the standings. Scotland and Thailand qualified after being the next 2 best-ranked sides in the ICC Women's One Day International team rankings. Meanwhile, Afi Fletcher has lauded the Republic Bank 5 for Fun program. It is set to engage students ages 8 to 12 in formal cricket coaching and the fundamentals of the game. Republic Bank's 5 for Fun forms the base of CWI's developmental pathway and ensures that children not only have access to cricket at the primary school level, but also promotes the game in a fun, safe and player-centered environment with opportunities for social and life skills development through cricket.
My cricketing journey would have started at the primary school while attending St. Mary's Roman Catholic School. It was here I found my love and passion for the game of cricket. Through hard work, dedication and commitment, I was able to achieve my goals of representing Grenada, the Windward Islands and the West Indies cricket team. To the boys and girls present here today, you too can turn your dreams into reality if you follow these qualities. It is my hope that in future, one of you will lead the West Indies to another world title and become a World Cup winner like me. To Republic Bank and Cricket West Indies, thank you for supporting and providing cricketing opportunities to our next generation of Grenadian cricketers, especially our female cricketers. I look forward to playing with some of these young ladies in the near future. Thank you.
Afi Fletcher talking there. That's the sports news for now. Food security, safety and cooperation across the Caribbean community will be the main focus of talks as the region's chief veterinary officers meet in Port of Spain this week. At the opening ceremony of the 25th meeting of the CARICOM chief veterinary officers on Monday, Trinidad and Tobago's Minister for Agriculture, Land and Fisheries raised the serious issue of diseases that cross from animals to humans.
Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, Haji Kazim Hussein, raised the serious issue of diseases which cross from animals to humans. This was addressed at the opening ceremony of the 25th meeting of regional veterinary officers on Monday.
We have been dealing with a situation where animals come into this country and they come in through the illegally through the borders, and we have to deal with it very seriously because these animals come into the country with a lot of diseases, and we have to take care of our health, of our people.
Minister of Health Terence Dialsing endorsed Minister Hussein's concerns, adding that our neighbors in the United States are already dealing with an outbreak of bird flu.
To protect human health, there must be an intersection with animal health. If there is no intersection, and Haji and I are working in silos, and something should happen in a cow, in a bird, that affects human health, we would have failed. We would have failed the country.
Meanwhile, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Dr. Amory Brown, said the Caribbean community is working towards its goal of reducing the regional food import bill by 25% this year.
I'm pleased to report that our region's commitment to this important goal remains absolutely resolute. But you have a very important role to play in achieving this, to reduce our food import bill. Through the fulfillment of your mandate to strengthen disease surveillance, diagnosis, and response capabilities across the wider region, you will help to ensure that we raise and import food that is safe from farm to table.
The annual veterinary conference featured presentation of academic papers, workshops, and exhibits from various food and health sector companies. Terry Ann Brown Campbell, TTT News.
Further afield, the White House has confirmed that a journalist was inadvertently added to a group chat in which leading U.S. national security officials and the Vice President J.D. Vance debated and planned a military strike in Yemen. The Atlantic magazine's Jeffrey Goldberg was included in a signal message group with Vice President J.D. Vance and the Defense Secretary, among others.
I know, it's stunning, isn't it, that a messaging app like Signal could be used to talk about military plans, and absolutely shocking that a journalist could accidentally be added to this group of top national security officials. And these messages that he was able to read over several days in real time start off talking about possibly taking bombing action to protect shipping in the Suez Canal. And J.D. Vance, the Vice President, is pretty skeptical because he says far fewer American ships use the canal than European European one. So he writes in one message referencing Pete Hegseth, the Defence Secretary. He says, if you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again. And then the Defence Secretary responds saying, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. And then the next day, the group's informed that the bombing raid has been a success, and messages start flowing in. From John Ratcliffe, the head of the CIA, he said it was a good start. Then you've got Mike Waltz, the National Security Advisor, just using some emojis. MAR, we assume, is Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. He says, good job, Pete, and your team. Kudos to all, chimes in Susie Wiles, the White House Chief of Staff, and then the Presidential Envoy, Steve Witkoff. He's just got a few more emojis. It's an astonishingly casual way of talking about a bombing raid which the Houthis say killed 53 people. It's obviously a pretty big security breach as well. President Trump was asked about it earlier and said he didn't actually know anything about this at all.
Having to do with what? What were they talking about? With the Houthis. The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective, I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
Now, the White House has confirmed that the messages are authentic. So, I mean, this journalist really was accidentally added to this group. And the White House press secretary has come out and said, well, the point is that the attacks on the Houthi targets were successful, and says that the president has every confidence that he's done this absolutely stunning security breach.
A reminder of the headlines right after this. Reminder of the headlines. Grenada records second suspected suicide in 4 days. Manhunt in progress for escaped prisoner Johansen Baptiste. 3 fishermen from St. Andrew rescued. Economist and president of the Caribbean Community Private Sector Organization, Dr. Patrick Ntwine, discusses the economic impact of Donald Trump's policies. Also in the news, regionally, CARICOM tackles food security and animal health at Veterinary Conference. Internationally, major U.S. security blunder as the Trump team shares top-secret war plans with journalists. Plus in the sports news, ex-FIFA chief Sepp Blatter and Michel Platini cleared in corruption case. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. That's all from us in the newsroom. This is GBN. Good night.